Good morning, folks. This is Bob Studebaker with GoBob Pipe and Steel, and I want to welcome you today to the GoBob Arena. And before we get into the arena, I want to take just a minute and tell you the story of this. And I really need you to pay attention because this can help you in more than one way. All right, first of all, if you've been into our website very much, you'll know that the organizations that we donate to are all Christian-based. And that's just our rule. And I've been friends with Dr. Mike McGee, who is the pastor of the Happy Acres Cowboy Church. And part of that church is what's called the Crossbar Arena. And if you'll take a look at their logo, which we'll show you here in just a second, you'll see what I mean by crossbar. But anyway, Dr. McGee's ministry is to bring people to know Jesus through rodeo, and has been quite successful at it. But anyway, when he approached me, him and Butch, his right-hand man, when they approached me about materials for this new outdoor arena that they needed, a little light bulb went off in my head. For a couple of years now, if you watch our videos or you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you already know this. But for the last couple of years, I've been trying to get our customers to switch to square and rectangular tubing rather than standard pipe. And I don't know why it hasn't taken off, probably because you just got to hear about it a few times before you go ahead and take the plunge. But first of all, square and rectangular tubing is stronger than pipe. You know, we can get into you can get online and you can figure it out if you want to, or I'll tell you where to go. But just take my word for it, pound for pound, it's stronger than pipe. It's also, because of its configuration, you don't have to saddle anything. And that makes it about 2 times faster to put up a square rectangular fence than it does a pipe fence. And since I can buy new reject squares and rectangle tubing cheaper than I can buy pipe, I can pass those savings on to you. And then when you get to the labor part, whether it's your own labor or you're hiring it, you're going to pay about half as much as you would if you were using pipe. And I just need to get you to pay attention. So when Doc came to me and talked about doing this arena, I thought myself, man, this would be an excellent opportunity to show people what you can do with square and rectangular tubing. I have an entire arena built out of it. Now, they opened this arena last weekend, was Memorial Day weekend. Dr. McGee tells me they had 1,900 roping teams, so that's 3,800 people, and plus their families and whatnot. And so I get a lot of exposure out of this, and so I was more than happy to donate these materials to the Cowboy Church and the Crossbar Arena, and Doc McGee and Butch were just sweet as they could be, and they said, we're going to name that arena the GoBob Arena. So with that in mind, if you want to keep watching, we have some testimony from the contractors that built it, and they'll tell you themselves that they built it in half the time. As a matter of fact, the main arena, posts were driven, all the rails were put up in 3 days. And you'll see in the footage later, it's a good size arena. So anyway, thank you, keep watching, and as usual, we appreciate your business.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kevin Ward. I'm in Kiefer, Oklahoma. I'm at the opening of the new outdoor arena right next to the Crossbar Indoor Arena, as well as the Happy Acres Cowboy Church. Today, I'm going to introduce you to a few gentlemen, and the first is going to be Dr. Mike McGee. So, Dr. McGee, I have a few questions to ask you here. So, you have an important role to play. What role is that you play here?
I'm the pastor of the Happy Acres Cowboy Church.
And it sounds like you guys are on a mission here at the Cowboy Church. So what exactly is that mission you guys are here with, and what do you plan to accomplish?
We want to have the most excellent rodeo equine facility we can have so that we can bring in different groups of people, more groups of people, so that we can proclaim the gospel. Our mission is to speak the word of God at each event. Every event we have, myself or one of the other guys will take 5 minutes and talk about Jesus and how to get saved. And we do that every event, and that's our goal. That's our mission. And so the more things we build, the better things we build, it's all to draw more people in.
Draw more people in. I love that so much.
That's our plan.
Yeah, that is incredible. And then the last question I have before we introduce these other guys is I am told that you can see the new outdoor arena is named the GoBob Arena.
Yeah.
So how did that come to fruition, and what's your relationship with Bob?
Yeah. Well, I've known Bob a long time and have done business with him for years. We live across the road over there, so I've used his stuff to build fence for a long time, and so it just kind of grew over the years. He came out here and used this place to do some advertisements when he had a new product or something, and so we just interacted over the years. And so we talked to him, told him we were building a new outdoor arena, and wanted to talk to him about, what we needed for supplies. He kind of jumped in there with us and said, "Hey, what would happen if I just donated the stuff?" And we said, "Well, that'd be great. We call it the GoBob Arena." So I think he's a great partner, and he understands our vision. He certainly blesses us, and I hope to bless him in terms of business and also the spiritual side.
It is definitely a beautiful arena. Well, thank you very much, Mike. Now we're going to introduce Mr. Butch. Mr. Lemay, I hear that you had a great deal to do with the design. Can you tell us a little bit about your background, and how you came up with the design for the facility?
I rodeoed from I guess it was in the 60s. I started rodeo in high school rodeo, and I retired from rodeo in the middle 90s. And then I still jackpot and team roped all over the country, all the major ropings. And then having all my rough stock stuff and the timed event deal, I got to go to the finals in both timed events and bucking horses. And so getting to see a lot of different arenas all over the United States. We rodeoed from coast to coast, and Mexico and Canada. And so you get to see what works and what don't work. And when you try to put on an event like we put on here, which are pretty large, normally you got to have the event going off automatically. There can't be having, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to stop and change this. So it's got to work. And we've tested this facility out twice. We're going to have our first major event tomorrow and through the weekend. And as of right now, we think everything's going to work just perfect. Thanks to GoBob, he said there's no limit on how many gates you need. Just get them.
Absolutely. So tell us how the GoBob Arena is going to complement the indoor arena as well as the Happy Acres Church.
Well, our event this weekend is probably going to be so big that we'll rope the first steer indoors. Then they'll come out here and rope the second or third steer. If you keep catching, you get to rope 3. And then at the end, you'll go back inside for the short round. So if the roping takes normally 5 hours, it's over 2.5 hours by having 2 arenas. You cut the time totally in half. And then there's times we can have events inside and outside. Like the other night, we were roping steers out here and they were barrel racing inside. So he's doing 2 things at once, and it'll double our volume of things we can do.
Yeah, multi-purpose. I love that. I noticed there isn't any pipe anywhere in the arena hardly. It's all square and rectangle tubing, and it looks great. So what are other people saying about this? I know you have a lot of friends and contacts across the country. So what are they saying?
People pull in and they go, "Wow, we cannot believe this facility. Did you build it for buffalo?" And we go, "Yeah, you can do anything you want at it because of the big square tubing." And there's 3 or 4 different size rectangular and square tubing in this. And we tried to build it where that the outside of this is 5-inch, and it's very good. Then we got some 4-inch, we got some 2.5-inch. It depends on what we were doing with what part of how much pressure is going to be on it. And we don't expect anything to break because it's a little bit overkill, but that's what we wanted. He wanted to show people all the different things we could do with it. And it was so much faster to build with the square and rectangular tubing.
Oh, yeah. So you mentioned the strength on it. Everybody knows an arena must be strong. How do you feel it stacks up compared to pipe? And that also goes into the overall strength and durability of a fence, comparing round and square tubing.
We have a lot of continuous fence here in the back on the other side. That side of the road is all pipe and continuous fence. This side is square and rectangle. And over there, we got our posts and the pressure points at every 4 feet. And because of the bucking horses and the bulls, we don't want to have any problems. And these posts here, everything is so big and strong. Them posts are 12 foot apart. And this fence is as stronger as that is. So you cut down all that time and labor, and it's just so much bigger and stronger. I mean, you don't have to have as many posts, and there's only 4 rails on this, and most of the stuff in the back is 6 and 7 with the pipe. So, I mean, it's definitely strong.
So I heard you wanted to have some great events, and obviously you mentioned some big events happening here this weekend. And I know the goal was to have this outdoor arena done before Memorial Day weekend. Tell me a little bit about the speed and the process of putting this fence up compared to what it would be with a normal, pipe fence.
There, you can see on this fence how it goes down through them. But like build a lot of planks on the outside, you have to cut and put on in between each deal. Now in the back and all them fence, the ends we butted in to where it make it really look nice. But you can just keep going. With pipe, you gotta go in between. There's so much saddling, and that all takes time. And then the welding, and this is just so much faster and stronger. I mean, we built this in hardly no time at all. Mike Brown's crew worked on that end, and we worked on this end. And our church, 2 or 3 guys, we built pretty much the whole entire arena. Might come in and put in the big overheads and things like that because we didn't have equipment to do that. But it was, I don't know, it would have took like 3 times as long to build it out of pipe.
3 times as long? Wow. So it saved you probably a pretty good chunk of percentage compared to what normally a pipe fence would take.
Yes, and your labor is the factor. I mean, that's the big thing with everything you do now is labor.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, sir. Absolutely appreciate you.
Thank you.
We're going to switch over to Mr. Mike Brown. Well, Mr. Brown, since you supplied many of the welders and the workers in the construction area, along with Butch's men, would you agree with them that squares and rect tubing was way faster and easier to work with the pipe?
A lot faster.
Yeah.
Half the time at least.
At least that.
And the saddling stopped all that saddling. Saddling is a lot of your time of building these rings. It takes so much time to saddle every post. It's here, like Butch said, walk and talk right on down through there. You put up one side in a couple of days.
Wow. So would you agree that the construction of an arena being built out of squares and rectangle tubing is a lot safer and a lot durable in the long run?
Yes, I would agree. We drove the post in. No concrete, nothing to break loose there, so it's in the ground, drove in there. Like Butch said, you can put buffalo in here and not worry about it at all. They're good and strong. And so, yeah, it's stronger a long time.
Well, how do you like the way it looked? What do you think?
Love it.
Do you?
I love it, yeah. It's like he said, it's overbuilt, but by golly, it ain't going nowhere.
That's awesome.
It'll be here when we're done. Gone.
I agree.
So,
well, thank you so much,
Yep.
Mike. We're going to switch back to Mr. Mike McGee. Well, Dr. McGee, it's been a pleasure. As you know, we're going to have this out over social media very soon, all over our platforms that we can to spread this word about your new arena. Is there anything that you would like to specifically say to get your point across or say anything?
Yeah, we'd like y'all to come out. We have church services in our church Sunday at 9 and Thursday evening at 7. You're welcome to any of those, and we have events out here. Something usually every week. This summer we're usually a little slower, but you can find our calendar on crossbararena.org and come on out, join us. We're here, and our goal is pretty simple. Our goal is to preach the gospel and to let people know about Jesus. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, I love that. It's a beautiful facility. You guys come check them out. There's something for everybody to come watch. Bring your families, bring the kids, let them run around and enjoy the rodeo. Dr. McGee, thank you very much. Butch, Mike, thank you all very much. We look forward to seeing you guys accomplish your mission and watch it grow. Thank you all very much.